is the book of Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders, our great millstone who were well. Peace and blessings to our Lord's elect, the house of David. Alright, this is the brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. Alright, and I started off with Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. Okay, and that's because, I was just meditating through the Spirit. Okay, and I've been seeing a lot of information going on with this so-called cyber polygon test that they're going to be doing, okay, with the World Economic Forum, okay, and it's supposed to be happening on July 9th, okay, which is about, I believe today is the 5th, so in about 4 days, all right, 4 or 5 days, okay, so we're looking at, I believe, the Friday, okay, Friday, July 9th, okay, there's supposed to be a so-called cyber test simulation, okay, which they claiming, or according to what they said, all right, is going to affect the banks, all right, and a lot of different everyday things that people actually use, okay, that runs on electricity. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. And with that being said, I wanted to touch on certain things that might possibly happen, okay, being that we are we are inching closer and closer to the time of Jacob's trouble, okay, and over the years, all right, information has been brought out, okay, on how the so-called U.S. government is planning to bring hell upon the American people, okay, in order to shrink down the population and also help the rest who are going to survive the hell that's coming, okay, to help conform them into that new world order. Okay, so everything that's happening, basically they laying the groundwork, all right, for that ultimate switch, okay, ultimate switch, and it's gonna be it's gonna be brutal, all right. So they have things in place, all right, to do those things, but like we read in the first in the beginning, all right, Isaiah 59 and 19, that is the faith, okay, that we have and are supposed to have, all right, that yes, we are gonna encounter difficult times, being that it is the time of Jacob's trouble, all right. But that same verse, the Lord said that he shall be saved out of it, okay, but Jacob shall be saved out of it. Jacob, meaning the elect, okay, will be delivered, all right, out of that coming trouble that we're about to read about, okay, and specifically we're gonna be touching on FEMA, okay, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, all right, and what their roles will most likely be, okay, in the next national emergency, if you will, okay, when they declare that dreaded martial law that we've been talking about, when it's finally officially declared and in place, all right, that's going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble. That's all part of it, all right, but it's going to be our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that's going to deliver us, okay, and provide for us, okay, in the time of hell, all right. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this is I'm going to be reading this from the book Behold a Pale Horse, all right, by William Cooper, okay, and I'm sure brothers who are in the know, you've heard about this man and the kind of information that he's brought out, okay, over the years, all right, very, very good information, man, all right, but let's get right into it. Okay, this is going to be titled FEMA, okay, or Federal Emergency Management Agency. Okay, it says, there's a guy by the name of Buster Horton. He's a member of FEMA, and he's a member of the interdepartmental unit, which is empowered in the event of a national security emergency to become the unelected national government a sort of FEMA secret government, so to speak. A pretext for invoking those emergency measures can be found almost daily in the newspapers. It can be anything from suspension of debt payments by the high bureaus of American countries to mass runs on U.S. commercial banks. And that is an issue, by the way, that's being handled personally by the National Security Council and Brent Scowcroft. To food shortages, to the drug war, the whole bit, anything, any disaster emergency declared at all, even including the oil spill from the Exxon tanker in Alaska. If the president had declared a national emergency, that could have triggered it. Any instability in the Middle East, anything, in fact. And they've already tested their capabilities in April 1984 with Rex 84A. And that was designed to test the readiness of the U.S. civilian and military agencies to respond to a serious national security crisis. Okay? Continue, it says, now the executive order that will implement this, the Executive Order 11051, details responsibilities to the Office of Emergency Planning, or FEMA. It gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of national emergency declared by the president, increased international tension, or economical or financial crisis. Note that it covers every conceivable domestic crisis, does not even mention war or nuclear attack. All right. So again, they're laying the groundwork for what? For when the time of martial law is declared. Okay, and martial law, you have to. Martial law is going to be declared. Okay, somehow you're going to see troops in the streets, and your whole day-to-day activities will be monitored and will be policed. Everywhere you go, everything you do. All right, you're going to have the presence of the military with guns out because they need to police these streets. They need to make sure that these slaves are in order in this new world that we're in. Okay, they're gonna make sure that they push forward the agenda of these agencies or these global powers. Okay, like the World Economic Forum, all right, and so on and so forth, man. All right. So continuing, it says, now the only thing that has to happen, or for FEMA to be able to implement all the executive orders, emergency executive orders, is for the president to declare a national emergency of any type, as long as it's a national emergency. Okay, and these are the executive orders. It says Executive Order 10995 provides for the takeover of the communications media. So that means they have power over your telecom. All right, we talking AT&Ts and the Verizons and the T-Mobiles and the Sprints, okay, and the Boost Mobile and the Metros and all that. Everyone's form of communication is going to be out. Okay, and they've been doing test runs with that over the past year, the past 2 years, even 3. All right, every now and again, every few months or so, you hear, oh, this thing is down, YouTube is down, and then it'll come back up. Oh, Twitter is down all over the East Coast, people, we used to hear that, all that stuff. They were doing test runs. Okay. Executive Order 10997 provides for the takeover of all electric, power, petroleum, gas, fuels, and minerals. So how's that going to be happening? They're going to be having to what? They're going to come house to house, door to door, and do searches. Okay, they're going to make a lot of things illegal. They'll deem things illegal, or even they don't have to if they declare a state of a national emergency and there's martial law implemented. At that point the Constitution is null and void. So being able to say, oh well, you need a warrant to walk into my house, that's not going to play. You see, that's when people are going to start to get violent, because you don't have the Constitution or the so-called laws, okay, that will so-called protect you, all right, in some form or fashion, right? So now you got to take the law in your own hands. And that's when the violence come in. That's when the people are going to start to defend themselves against, these brute beasts that are going to be coming for them. All right. And Esau and their government, they know that. And that's why you've been hearing a lot lately. Biden is pushing for some type of, amendment, okay, to be done to that Second Amendment. Okay, the Second Amendment right of being able to, own guns and carry guns and so on and so forth. Okay, all the gun laws, privileges, and rights that you have, as a citizen of the United States to be able to bear arms and so on and so forth, which cannot be infringed, okay, by your government. They're saying now that, that's not what you think it is now. Okay, now they're in their power to tell you that constitutional thing that you think you had that right. Well, guess what? You're wrong for thinking that. You've been wrong for years. Now we're about to correct you. Okay, and by correcting you means we're gonna have to disarm you. All right, because we know that you're going to have to defend yourself when we start flocking in. Okay, like a flood, and you're gonna resort to carnal means to defend yourself. So they're gonna try to render you defenseless. So that's why it says what it says. Okay. Executive Order 10988 provides for the takeover of food, resources, and farms. You see, so don't be surprised when they start. Bill Gates is already buying a whole lot of land, but don't be surprised if you start seeing, certain little funny little things happening. You might see a farm that's, somebody owns the farm. All of a sudden it catches on fire out of nowhere. Property, everything damaged. What he gonna do? He gonna build everything back up in the times that we're in. He's gonna sell it, and of course they're gonna buy it. So that's gonna be a form of them taking over. But in this case, they're saying that they're gonna have the power to just come in and grab stuff. You see, so you got your farm animals, you got everything going on. They'll just jump in there and it's mine. And you what are you gonna say? Executive Order 10999 provides for the takeover of all modes of transportation, control of highways, seaports, etc. So they're saying in the time of national emergency, which is very fast approaching, right? They're going to be seizing people's cars, and there's nothing you can do about it. You see them towing your car, what are you going to do? And you're going to see that, control of highways, meaning you're going to be seeing a lot of Fema trucks in different highways doing checkpoints, checking to see if you got that thing. You see, and if you don't have that thing, they'll take you to a place where they're going to try to give you that thing, or they'll keep you there if you keep resisting like that. So the next one says Executive Order 11000 provides for mobilization of all civilians into work brigades under the government supervision. So they're about to put you in basically slavery. All right, and I believe how they're gonna do it is they're gonna put it out there and say, well, for those who are on the stimulus checks, who also took the vaccine and ain't died yet, we need to put you to work, but you gonna have to pay us back all those stimmies that you was getting. You gotta pay the government back. You gotta pay us all back. You gotta pay all that stuff, all that debt. And you ain't gonna be going to no retail stores to go get a job and work. No. They'll give you a job. The government will give. They're doing it now. When you go on the government website, and I've seen it. I've seen people doing it. I was asking a couple of my friends, and they were telling me, that you go on the website, whatever, they show you jobs. They recommend jobs and shit. I was, oh shit, I didn't know the government actually does that. Like, they actually, that's crazy. He said, yeah, if you was taking the stimulus checks or whatever, they starting to send jobs like, yo, here, you could apply to this job is here, they paying this, whatever. I'm like, that's interesting. You see, so they're already showing you in a minute fashion, Esau gradually implementing those kind of things, so you're gonna be used to it, right? It says Executive Order 11001 provides for governmental takeover of all health, education, and welfare functions. You see, they're knocking you down. They're knocking everything out and knocking you down, man. All right. So, Shalaka, people are about to be desperate. You know. And this is all part of Jacob's trouble that we were telling you about. Because you best believe they're gonna be coming for you, Jakes, man. They're gonna be coming straight to your neighborhoods. Okay? And they're gonna be coming in there with force. And a lot of us, you know, brothers, we are we're gonna be in those crosshairs, man. But that's why the Lord said He's gonna give us that He's gonna lift up that standard, because we're innocent. You see, so if we get caught up in battle, the Lord is gonna protect us. You see, because he's not gonna suffer his men to go through, you know, pain and destruction that's not meant for them, but it's actually meant for the sinners and those who actually offend the Most High. You see, so He's gonna protect us, man. You know. So let's keep reading. It says, Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. See, so your ID, they want to have a head count. All right, and they will get a head count if they're gonna have to go house to house, door to door, and do what they gotta do. All right, because they gotta understand, okay, how many chips are coming here, how many people are gonna be put to sleep. Okay, cool. All right, they gotta make sure they have all that on deck. Right? Why do you think they have all those? A few years ago, you know, I think this was during the time of Obama. All right, out there in Atlanta, there was a whole lot of black coffins, man. It was deep, like, you know, real deep coffins. I believe each coffin could take like 6 people at a time. You know, and I remember this back in 2015, where the whole Ebola thing. Was it 2013, 14, or 15? One of those. You know, the whole Ebola thing. And I was like, man, they got all these you know, these body bags and these big coffins. Like, man, it's about to be like a pandemic out here or something. You know, and it's gonna kill a lot of people. And, you know, Ebola popped up on the scene. I said, oh shit, this could be it. And this was before I even came into the truth, man. You know, I was like, oh, yo, this could be it. I was telling my mom, you know, yo, they're gonna use a pandemic. It's gonna kill a lot of people. You know, they're gonna throw them in body bags and shit. You know, going crazy and shit. You know. And now look where we at. It's about to get crazy, because now those things are actually happening. Those prophecies that were tarrying for so long. All right, it's happening, man. You know, we can see it. All right, Executive Order 11003 provides for the government to take over airports and aircraft. So there ain't no private flying around. If you ain't part of the club, you ain't going nowhere. You see? Man, it's about to get crazy. You're going to have militaries everywhere. The airports are going to be filled with militaries. All right, military agents and stuff. Everywhere you go. Everywhere, bro. You're gonna be in line trying to fly into the next country, and you got the military with guns and shit. Like, yo, it's just, man, wow. A whole police state. It says Executive Order 11004 provides for the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Once the moratoriums are over and you gotta pay back, whoever is playing games and resisting and not trying, you know, you giving them a hard time, they will relocate you, man. They will send you to a nice place, a nice little concentration camp out there in Alaska. Yes. Executive Order 11005 provides for the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. So what they gonna be doing with those storage facilities, man? That's where they're gonna be having the food. So then you gotta go to them, register, all right. Make sure your name is in the system. You got your vaccine, all right. You got your QR code that could be scanned, or you got that RFID thing. See, because that's the next step. Whatever next pandemic is gonna hit, everything is gonna be geared towards that chip. All right. You see, Esau, man, look, bro, we giving you the game plan. We telling you what you're going to be doing, all right, according to what the Lord said you're going to be doing, and you keep doing it. You see, you keep doing it thinking you deep, like you coming up with your own shit. Like, you mad funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas like Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, wearing all this black, all black, like he a freaking, like he about to go to war, like he's some type of, like an angel. I'm like, yo, bro, this ugly little nigga look like a whole pig, bro. You know? He got a whole lot of confidence. Basically telling the world, deciding who can die and who can live. Trying to be like the Most High. See? They speak as if they're the Most High, man. Because they think they're the Most High. But that's why the scriptures tell you in Obadiah, right? He said, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. See? Continue, it says, now, all of these were combined under Nixon into one huge executive order, which allows all of this to take place if the president declares a national emergency, and it can be implemented by the head of Fema, not by the president. The president has already given him that power under these executive orders. All of these were combined into Executive Order 11490, and that was signed by President Carter on July 20th, 1979, and is, in fact, law. All right. So I'm gonna jump. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there with that. I just wanted to bring out the executive orders, okay, and then, bring right back to Isaiah 59 and 19. Read that again, because this is what we're talking about. All right. With all the hell that's coming, the Lord is always gonna pave a way for His elect. All right. His elect men, women, and children, man. But it starts with the men. Okay. And part of that deliverance, part of the Lord, protecting us, is going to be by way of spiritual powers. All right, and we're going to read that right now. So it says, Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and we are in the west. Okay, so that means the Lord is about to do some marvelous things, that name Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will be feared. Now, once you start seeing Esau demonizing that name and demonizing the men and people who call upon that name, you know that he's fearing the Lord, the name of the Lord, man. Because now he has to demonize it. He has to put a negative energy to it. So what? So it can hopefully in his world quell that energy. If you demonize that, then people gonna wanna not talk too much about that. They're not gonna be saying the name of the Lord too loud. They're not gonna be making it known that they are the children of the Most High. Like now we go around, we teach, we tell people about things. Very soon, anything about the scriptures will be deemed, radical. So that means that, being that they can't destroy the scriptures, they can't attack the scriptures, that's a stupid thing to do, right? Because the scriptures have been there for thousands of years. You're going to choose right now in this time to demonize the scriptures? You can't do that. The world is not going to buy that narrative, whatever it is, that narrative they're going to try to push. So the best thing to do is to demonize the people who speak about that book. You see, the men of the Lord. That's the time of persecution that we're going into. Okay? But with all the words, it's still not gonna work, because this is all the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai working. It's not of us. You see? So they're gonna have to do what? The talking is not working. The people are not buying this shit. So they're gonna have to move. Now they're gonna have to be forceful. That's when you're gonna be seeing the troops and the helicopters and all this different shit popping up in the middle of the night trying to grab brothers up. Because they know who we are. They got a whole lot of intelligence, right? Because the demons tell them these things. What does demon mean? Intelligent. So they talk about we got our intelligence and all that. It's because they get information from the left-hand side, man. You see? So these demons tell them exactly who we are and what we do. And they see it. And they're petrified by that. That, man, these men have been talking about so-called UFOs for all these years. I mean, we're talking to back in the times where when you bring up the topic of a UFO, people look at you like, yo, you believe that shit? Oh, I thought those are aliens. Nah, this nigga talking about UFOs, this nigga here. To the point where now it's like, yo, they tried so hard to hide it, but we wasn't budging. We wasn't saying, oh, it could be this. No, we said those are the chariots of the Most High, and those are angels that are flying in that thing, man. And now that's exactly what's happening, and Esau is witnessing it, and he's shook. He's like, how did they know? That's a scary thing. They're frightened. Yo, these men keep saying these things, and it keeps coming to pass. How do they know? How do they know who they are? I mean, damn, they're actually waking up their people. They're waking up. Hey, Esau is shook. That's all part of fearing the name of the Lord from the west. You see? And he knows that he has but a short time, so he's going to have to do some radical stuff. You see? It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Most High Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Okay, let's look into the word spirit. Okay, the spirit of the Lord. All right, the spirit is what? Racha. Okay, so in a form, we have spiritual power right now on a lower level. All right, but very soon the Lord is going to magnify and make it robust. You see, right now, we brothers could attest to this. When we're talking amongst ourselves, something happens, we say, oh, that's the spirit. Because that's what? That's spiritual power. It gets excited, so then things happen. You see? Oh, that's the spirit. You get excited. Oh, shit, yo, damn, that's the spirit right there. Sometimes you be speaking, and then as you're talking, the same exact thing you're talking about randomly just appears there. You in a form, you summon that thing. You conjure that thing to appear through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So what do we say? Oh, that's the spirit. You see? You might be thinking of something, and then the next brother will say something, and then that's the spiritual, telekinesis right there. Oh, that's the precept. I was just thinking that. Oh shit, we brought out the same precept. That's the spirit. We always say that. What do you think that means? Okay. So the Lord is gonna use that spirit, but this time it's gonna be physical. You're gonna see stuff. It's not just we saying it and then appear. No, you're gonna actually see brothers actually say things that's gonna, basically alter them. They're gonna be different. All right, brothers gonna have all types of different things, man. So let's look into the word. All right, standard. Okay, it says to flee, escape, to flee, escape. It says to take flight, depart, disappear. Oh. It says disappear, right? To fly. Wow. You see that? To fly. It says to the attack on horseback. And horse represents what? Power. Okay? So that's, man, wow. It says to drive at. Okay, to take flight. All right, to put to flight. To drive hastily. To cause to disappear. Hide. Okay, those are all forms of, the Lord said what? Lift up a standard. When you click into the word standard, look at all the things that it's talking about. To cause to disappear, to hide, to drive hastily, to put to flight. Okay, doesn't the scripture talk about how the Lord is going to make us weapons of basically weapons of war? I forgot how it goes, but his battle axe and weapons of war. Okay, he's gonna turn his fishers into hunters. And what do hunters do? They attack. Okay, they attack, man. It says what? To drive at, to take flight, to fly, to disappear. You see? To flee, to escape. All right, to hide. Look at all these, man. So, hey, the Lord said he's going to give us something that's going to combat whatever adversity that's going to be coming for us. Okay? So it says the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. So whatever is going to be coming to us, everything we just read in the Fema stuff, and whatever else that they got planned, we're going to be paying attention to July 9th to see what they're going to be doing. All right? And how it's going to affect us, the men of the Lord, and prophecy as well. Okay? But regardless of what it is, the Lord said he's going to protect us, man. And that's the faith we need to have. All right, staring adversity in the face, we're looking at prophecy, we're seeing how things are going to play out. Okay, we're seeing how Yahushua said these are all the beginning of sorrow. So real things ain't even hit yet. So thinking about that, thinking about how family members are gonna survive the times that we're coming in, famines, when there's really no food at all, where there's no food at all, okay? Resources are scarce, and to watch your loved ones go through the pain and the suffering, and also to watch these wicked ass 2/3 go through it too, to bring the balance. All right, it's gonna be something, man. Like it says, like a time like never before. You see, it's a time that none of us have actually been through before, man. This generation especially hasn't seen anything like this that's coming. You see, and they're not prepared at all. You see, that's why the scriptures say that the Lord says, well, he's going to come like a thief in the night. You see, the visitation of the Lord is coming in like a thief in the night because it's coming unexpectedly. It's sudden destruction that's coming. And once it hits, man, boy, oh boy, we were officially in Jacob's trouble at that point. All right, and it's fast approaching. And these devils know that, and that's why they're moving everything in haste. All right. So that's pretty much it. I want to end it off there. Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem B'Chakodash, the Wadi Yah, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.